Hi, welcome to Roshni. This is Rashmi Sharma
and Manika Ghosh.
And we are here to ask Jay Sean one question for Roshni Media Group.
What's the most inspirational moment of your life?
You know, it's probably something unexpected. It's got nothing to do with music. And it has nothing to do with what made me where I am right now. It has everything to do with happiness. I put happiness before everything in life, before everything. And I was in India doing a show and doing a big concert. And there was this, we were staying at the JW Marriott, which is, you know, really huge hotel. Right, in Juhu. And right opposite that was some kids playing on the street, homeless kids playing on the street. And I saw these people walking into the Marriott with stuck-up faces. Didn't look like they were happy at all. And they're just, you know, noses in the air, trying to see who's who. And then I saw those kids in the street having the time of their lives. And they were playing around in a game they'd made up with pebbles and sticks, and they were laughing and laughing and laughing. And I thought, who's having more fun here? And I thought that it's, you know, it's not about all of the big airs and graces and all of the flamboyant things that everybody thinks it's about. Are you truly happy? You know what I mean? And what can you make out of your life and with what you're given? And that's really what was important for me.
Wow, that's an amazing thought.
Yeah.
And that makes you special also.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
I had a great childhood. You know, I always look back fondly at all those early years. The way I think Mum and Dad decided to raise both me and my brother was with enough, you know, they gave us enough freedom to be able to do the things that we wanted, to go out and have the friends that we wanted, to be able to go into whatever field we wanted, but at the same time give us all of the sort of the knowledge that we needed to make sure that we don't stray too far off the path. And that's why they encouraged us to dream big, but also encouraged us to get a good solid education. And I think that was really important. And the school that they decided to put us into was really did, I feel, shape us, because we went to a school which was 45 minutes away from our house. It was a private school, but what that did was we were surrounded by people from all walks of life, because the area that I grew up in was very Indian. And that meant that the schools in that area were pretty much 100% Indian pupils. But that doesn't allow you to be able to mix and mingle with other walks of life. It doesn't allow you to be able to sit down and talk to a Polish person or to a black person or a Chinese person or a Chinese family, whatever it is. So that really was important for me. I feel like that gave me the knowledge to be able to relate to people. You know, it's funny because even though what I do is music as a living, I actually never went to music school or did anything like that. I didn't even have music lessons. I did at school, but like I didn't have vocal coaching or anything like that. I didn't go down the classic route. I was very academic, and I think everybody, including my parents, my teachers, they all thought that I was going to go on to become a doctor, which I actually did study medicine for 3 years, but nobody really thought the music was what I was going to, and I didn't think the music was what I was going to end up doing for a living, but I kept that hope alive. And the thing is, I never gave up on what I really enjoyed. And my brother's the same. My brother went to the same school as me, got a great education, and has ended up becoming a film director, and he does photography. So we both went into the creative arts, but that education gave us a solid backbone. I feel being educated in whatever you are doing is the most important thing. Well, I mean, I think we all face challenges every day in whatever field we're in, whether you work in a bookshop, or whether you're an astronaut, or whether you're a pop star. There are always challenges. In neither field is easy, you know. And I think what it really comes down to is understanding what it takes to overcome obstacles, because there's some people who, when they come up against an obstacle, are like, you know what, this is too difficult, it's causing me too much pain, and I'm not enjoying this, or this is not how it's supposed to be, and they give up. And that's okay if that's what you need to be happy. If that's no longer making you happy, that's fine. But see, me, the kind of personality that I am, I take an obstacle and I go, okay, so life is not easy. It's not a one clear path anywhere. Love's not easy, work's not easy. Whatever the things are that are worth it aren't easy. So do you just stop? Or do you carry on and you try to make the most out of your life and try to overcome those adversities? And so for me, I came across every hurdle you can imagine. An Indian guy doing black music and then coming to America, but being from England with Indian origins. It's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. And it's no surprise to me that there's not many other people like me who are doing it, because it is so difficult. But I refuse to lose. I just refuse to be mediocre. I don't want to be mediocre in this life. Too many things are mediocre in this world. So I want to just be remembered for, I don't know, doing something which I think, you know, hopefully inspired other people. I mean, for sure, my parents, just because, like I said, the way that they decided to raise us. The one question I get asked the most in every interview since I started doing music 12 years ago was, you gave up medicine to be a pop star. What did your parents say? And my answer has always been, for those 12 years, my parents were always supportive of my happiness. And that came first, happiness. Even when it came to girlfriends. I'm an Indian guy, but I didn't always bring home Indian girls. I had white girls, I had other girls from other ethnicities, I had different religions, but my parents always used to say, but are you happy? And I was like, yes, Mom and Dad, I'm happy, well then fine. And that's it, they always supported my happiness. And they also encouraged me to dream. My parents have achieved a lot of great things, and it's because they always felt like, you know, life is too short, we have one life, and you know, why not try different things, try to make the most of it, try to make something work, you know, enjoy yourself, and that's what my parents, but always give it 100%, that's what they said. Give it 100%, whatever you're doing. Success, I think, is very personal. You know, for some people, falling in love, getting married, having a family, and you know, enjoying little vacations every year is success, and that's wonderful. If that's success to you, then you're successful and you're doing great. Success to me means putting my mind to something and not letting anything come in the way of that, no matter how many hurdles, obstacles there are, no matter how many people think that I can't do it, no matter how many people talk behind my back and say he's never gonna do it, I will show you I will do it. And the thing is, it's because I'm more competitive with myself more than anything else. I never watch what other people are doing and worry about them and their success, because their success doesn't affect my success. I would love to see everybody succeed in their own ways. There's enough room for all of us. Do you know what I mean? And so for me, I've never really worried about what other people are doing, and I've always tried to focus on making myself as good as I can be. You know, and one of the things that I live by is spend less time criticizing others and more time on self-improvement. And that's what I try to do. And you know, success for me is pushing the boundaries. It's doing the unachievable. What people think I couldn't do, I want to do. You know, on the whole, I think everybody will tell you I'm a very easygoing person. And yeah, and I don't worry about things in life. I'll tell you why I don't worry. Because my gut has always been right. I've done made the most insane decisions compared to a lot of people would think are ridiculous decisions. I went to a private school, and I left medical. I got into medicine, but I left medicine to become a pop star. Then I got signed to a massive record deal, label, Virgin Records. I left because I wasn't happy there with the style of music they wanted me to do. So I walked away from medicine, then walked away from a record deal. But then I didn't worry throughout the whole of this. Then I chased literally my dream and decided to keep it open, and the person that helped me do that ended up being my wife, because she was from America, and we spent all this time in America and going back and forth. I didn't know what I was doing, but I didn't worry. I was like, I don't know, this feels good. My gut's telling me go with it. Ended up getting married, and that girl and Thara was responsible for, and her manager, for getting me signed to Cash Money Records, which is where I got my #1 and broke America. Everything led to a better thing, you understand? And I never worried, because I had faith that there is always something better around. When one door closes, another's open. So don't keep knocking on that door. It's closed for a reason. Look around and see what else is meant for you. Well, see me, I have a global fan base. So I know all about the different races in the world, the different cultures in the world, because we've literally toured the entire planet. For all the places you can think of, the different nationalities, the different foods, the different cultures, the different religions, we've encountered them all. And guess what? One thing connected all of that was music. And that's it. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's certain things that I feel like, you know, I don't know, I could get very heavy on it, and I do have some heavy opinions about, for example, religion, you know, and how that causes more war than anything else. And ultimately, it's something we created. I have faith in God, but we made up religion. We made that up, and yet we're fighting for it and in the name of God. But like, why? I thought the whole purpose was to be a good person. Isn't that what every religion teaches? And so then that's one thing we have in common, right? And what do? We all wake up, brush our teeth, eat food. We all do the same thing. We cut our skin, you know what I mean? And our blood is red for all of us. And so like, that's why I feel like there's so many things we have in common as human beings around the world, but we're too busy fighting each other over things that we created in the first place, and then we blame it on God. And it's like, it's crazy to me.
But one of the things that's incredible is we can travel around the world to all these different countries, people speaking all these different languages,
right?
But he can stand on stage and they'll all sing along.
Yeah.
You know, and that's so...
And the funniest is when like I went to Japan and I would talk to them in between each song, and they didn't know what I was saying in English at all. They were just nothing. And then one of the people told me, he's like, you know, they don't understand you. And I was like, but they're singing along. They're like, yeah, they don't know what you're saying, but they just know the sound.
They love the
so
music.
They're singing the music, but they didn't even know what I was saying. And that blew my mind, and I was like, wow, it crossed over the language barrier, cultural barrier, everything. Is just something related in here. And that's what that's how I am. That's why I feel like I can get on with anybody in this world, because you find something that, you know, you can relate to. And usually those things I've always thought is love, family, happiness, laughter, all those things, you know what I mean? It will connect us. Well, it's funny, see, I don't get much heavy into politics, but I do understand the need for everyone to have their input and their say and their vote. If whatever country you're living in, that's the country that you are going to then grow up in, those taxes you are going to pay, the medical insurance you're going to have to deal with, what are the school fees, schools, what the system, education, do you pay for college, all of those things we have a say in that. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like that's why it is important for everybody to use their vote. Well, actually, Thara, as being my wife and manager, knows more about my life than I do. So I think she should tell you.
Well, we have lots of different projects.
Right.
We have, you know, the project, of course, that everyone knows about, which is, you know, our Jay Sean project. But now we also have a new project, which is our yoga studio.
Yes. So Thara just is also, as well as being my manager and mom, she also is a qualified yoga instructor in 3 different types of yoga?
Yeah, and a couple different types, as well as being a holistic nutritionist.
Right, so she does a lot.
Yeah.
And her passion is yoga, so we just bought a yoga studio, which we're gonna open up early next year.
Yeah, so we're under construction right now. So we're really, really excited. I think that for both of us, one of the things that has always been really important to us is, you know, we love music and we love being able to spread happiness through music.
Right.
But now to take it to another level, another way to work with people and spread something good, health and wellness. We're both so passionate about that. It's just so important to us. So now to be able to have our own studio and to really, really cultivate that in different communities is just really exciting.
Oh, it's amazing. Honestly, like, I think being a dad to Ava is one of my biggest joys in life. It really is. And again, like, you know, again, one of those things we were talking about global diversity. And listen, I'm a pop star, sure, okay, but I'm a dad first and foremost. And the thing is, even the camera guy who's filming me right now, he's the camera guy, but I don't know, he's probably a dad too. Do Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, we have that in common, and nothing else matters. Someone might go, oh, but he's the camera guy, he's the star. No, when we come here, we're both dads. You know what I mean? And that's where you meet, and that's what's the most important thing to me.